Hey guys, so time for another review video of another cruise. So we were just on the Royal Caribbean's Freedom of the Seas. It was a very short cruise, just 2 days, uh, embarkation day, and then Coco Cay, and then debarkation day. So it was really fast. It went by in a flash. It was really, really fast. This was the shortest cruise we've ever done. We usually do 4 night cruises for the most part. We've been on we've been on a couple. We've been on three, um, 2 or 3 right now. I can't remember. We've been on 2 or 3 5 night cruises, but we've never done longer. And this was the first 2 night cruise we've ever done. Yeah, definitely, like I said, 2 nights on Freedom of the Seas is definitely not enough. The ship is very modern, the ship is really pretty. Actually, I think this was, for the most part, I think this was my favorite cruise, my favorite ship, my favorite cruise ship that we've ever done. I know that I told you guys that we loved MSC Divina, and honestly, we did. Um, I don't think it was better in terms of ship wise to Freedom of the Seas, but a lot of things on MSC Divina were really nice. But in terms of just the cruise ship and activities and shows, I would say Freedom of the Seas was the most amazing cruise we've ever done. Food was the same as all the other Royal Caribbean cruise ships, unfortunately. There's not much difference in terms of main dining, even if you go on the nice ships. If you go on the normal ships, the average ships, the nice ships, the even maybe the fancy ships, I don't know. We haven't been on the newest and fanciest cruise ships from each cruise line, MSC, Carnival, or Royal Caribbean. We've only been on the older ones, but the main dining kind of is the same across the board, it feels like. So our main dining was not really anything different. That's why I didn't, really talk about it or take any photos or any videos. It was the same as the other Royal Caribbean cruises that we've done. But I do like that Freedom of the Seas did have more options in terms of other foods that you can try. They did have a place for tacos, and there were also a few other options throughout the cruise ship. I did really, really love the ice skating show. It was the first ice skating show we've ever seen on a cruise ship. I know that sometimes even just walking on a cruise ship can be difficult, as we experienced on our first ever cruise, MSC Divina. When the boat gets rocky and the waves are choppy, it can be hard to even just walk straight, let alone ice skate. So I think it's really amazing that they learned how to ice skate while on a boat. And also, the other shows we saw were also really amazing. I really loved the singer on the first night. I also really loved the Broadway show. Honestly, shows are really amazing, and I do hope someday to go on the newest Royal Caribbean cruise ships and see more wonderful shows like we saw on Freedom of the Seas. We also loved that this ship was much bigger than the other ones that we've been on. I would say that staff was just average. The best staff we've ever gotten was on MSC Divina. They were also attentive and friendly. And I mean, I'm not saying that on Freedom of the Seas they weren't friendly, because they're always friendly, but it's a big cruise ship, it's busy, and they don't have so much time for, handling little details and talking with you. So I guess it depends on whether you get like a really busy cruise ship or like a kind of empty one if you're lucky. But I mean, staff was average, I would say. But wow, I loved Coco Cay. I can't wait to be back to Coco Cay someday. I'm not sure if I would buy the theme park, the water park tickets again. Honestly, they were expensive, and I don't do those huge slides, so I'm not sure if it was worth the money for me. But it was nice to see once, and now that I've seen it, I know that at least for me, I'm not missing anything. If next time we stop in Coco Cay and I don't buy the ticket to the water park, I was really impressed with their island of Coco Cay. I was really impressed with their lunch buffet. I'm so used to just the private island buffets being hot dogs, hamburgers, Caribbean jerk chicken, and the red beans and rice, and tortilla chips, and fruits, and generic muffin. So I was so impressed with Royal Caribbean's Coco Cay buffet. It had tons of stuff to eat. It was well worth our travel. And I know that these prices no longer exist as we are in 2024 and pandemic time is long over. But when we had done this cruise, we had gotten an amazing deal on it. And honestly, even if we didn't get an amazing deal on it, I do think Freedom of the Seas class and up are well worth paying the bigger bucks for. Like, we really didn't enjoy Grandeur of the Seas. A ship class like Grandeur of the Seas is not worth the money for sure. But I would say that Freedom of the Seas class and above would be worth the money spent. Yeah, so I don't know when our next cruise will be, but we really enjoyed Freedom of the Seas, and looking forward to doing another cruise someday. Who knows, maybe this year. Yeah, so pretty much all positive things to say about Freedom of the Seas. I can't really think of anything negative. The other cruises we did, there was always some positives, some negatives, some just okay, average things. But, well, okay, I can think of one thing to say about Freedom of the Seas that could have been better. But I think that's the case with all cruise ships nowadays. It was just really crowded. It was just hard to find a seat in the morning for the breakfast buffet, and sometimes even during lunch buffet. But I mean, I think that's the case with all cruise ships nowadays, so I wouldn't really count that as something bad about Freedom of the Seas. So yeah, I think all positive things around on this ship. And yeah, so thank you everyone for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.